All right. You get one dad. He's not going to be around forever. And so what he has to do is he has to try to teach you as much. Claim of $1,400 last week is correct. Owing. Grisham, do you dispute that?
Yes, I do. I don't believe that I owe $1,400, but I have no problem starting to pay rent this month.
So what's the $1,400 for?
I'm pretty sure my dad restarted his agreement that me and him had this year for rent, and he...
This isn't your average rent dispute. It's a father suing his own 19-year-old daughter for unpaid rent. Family drama collides with legal obligation, and the twist. The courtroom becomes the stage for a life lesson.
Like then, but starting now, I can pay with no issues, so...
Okay, hold on. This is your daughter?
Yes, Your Honor. The disagreement occurred at the beginning of the year, and we discussed that when she was not going to school, nor choosing to do much productive, that both her mother and I had talked to her and discussed and said that she would need to pay rent as part of, her ability to stay at our house. And so she said she refused to do so. We've tried to work through this and talk through it. And we came to a point where I said, look, you either need to pay rent or you need to move out. And she said, well, you cannot legally put me out. So this is how we ended up here, Your Honor. Would I have preferred it to be this way? No. But this was what she said, and therefore we are here at this point.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, this occurred when I graduated from my senior year. My dad had put an offer on the table saying that I would have to pay rent if I didn't get a job. At the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I wasn't ready to go back to school, and I didn't have a job. But I did get a job at Roy's, and I did make about 3 payments to them, and I was like, I can't afford rent. Like, I'm not paying it anymore. So I told them I wasn't going to be able to pay rent anymore. And it was fine. Didn't hear any issues, nothing. And then at the beginning of this year, he did bring it back up, but I was like, I don't really think I need to pay rent. Like, I don't get the point of it. I didn't pay it. He didn't mention anything until May. He texted me. He was like, you're at $500. And I was like, okay. Like, I told him I wasn't going to pay it, but that was the end of the conversation. Nothing else. Hasn't mentioned anything. And then recently, me and him had gotten into an argument, and he said that I owed him this amount of money. And I was like, I'm not paying that, Dad. Like, you can take me to court. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Thanks for that offer.
So then he gave me this piece of paper saying that it was from the court, and it wasn't from the court. And then the following week, I actually got the real paper, and then it became a big thing. But I have no problem paying rent now, but before it wasn't a big thing until I told my dad to take me to court.
He called your bluff, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Young lady, you understand why your dad wanted you to pay rent?
Yes, I do. Me and my dad have talked about it multiple times. Multiple.
And you just don't want to listen to him?
I told him I didn't feel that I didn't want to pay. Well, the conversation changed from me having to pay rent.
Hold on a second. How old are you?
Me? I'm 19.
You're 19?
Yes.
So this has been going on for about a year?
2 years.
So this $1,400 is from the period after you were 18?
This $1,400 started this year. So since January, I believe.
Correct.
Okay. And how old were you in January?
I believe 19.
18. She just turned 19 in April.
So from that time, why do you think you shouldn't pay rent?
At the time, I did make about 3 payments, and I couldn't afford it. Like, I was working at a restaurant, I couldn't afford it. Like, I wasn't, but I was trying to figure out what I was doing for my life. And then I recently just got a stable job, and now I'm going to school. So I told him I still don't feel like I should owe the $1,400, but I have no problem paying rent.
Your Honor, if I could step in, I'm more than happy to work out some sort of agreement as long as that she understands that she needs to pay, because my whole goal behind this is to understand that in life, you have to go through and you have to pay for stuff. Nothing comes for free. You need to understand that when you go through, certainly you won't have someone as generous as I've been in terms of trying to grant you enough time to just get your stuff together.
Notice how the father stresses responsibility over money. This case isn't just about $1,400, it's about teaching independence. But here's the question, should parents ever take their kids to court, or is this going too far?
I think he's been doing it since January. So January, February, he's counting that I didn't pay rent. But I had told my dad that I wasn't going to pay rent, and he's actually brought this up to me 2 years ago. And I've been able to live here with no problems, and this has never been such a big concern like then.
Young lady, do you think you can talk to your dad and you guys can work something out rather than have me impose something on the two of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now I'm just going to give you maybe just a little hint on how you should do this. Because what your dad just said is absolutely correct. You don't get things, people don't just give you things. Rent is $200 a month. Your dad is trying to teach you a much bigger lesson about life. Right? I would suspect, I don't know your dad, but I would suspect that it isn't about this $1,400. When it's all boiled down, it isn't about that. It's about you. Okay, now, at fear she may be watching this on YouTube, I will say this. I had one of my own like you about 6 years ago. You're hard to deal with because you have a different view of the world that I'm not sure that it fits. All right? But if he's willing to sit down and talk with you, take that opportunity. Okay, young lady?
Yes.
All right? You get one dad. He's not going to be around forever. And so what he has to do is he has to try to teach you as much, stuff into your head as much wealth and information and knowledge as he can within the period in time that we are allowed to grace this earth. And that is what he is doing. So realize that that's the central focus. It is not, I don't get the sense to punish you at all, to make you feel bad at all, or anything. But it's to give you something so that when you head out there into the real world, you have something to rely upon on that journey. You follow me, young lady?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys 2 weeks to get this whole thing worked out. Dad?
The judge gave both sides 2 weeks to resolve the dispute, but the real verdict was about life lessons, not dollars. What's your take on this ruling? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more dramatic courtroom moments.